Alright, I think it's running. Let me click over to YouTube, see if it's starting up. It is.
Nope, I very nearly almost closed roll 20.
Alright, and it's live. Alright, I was going to close that so it didn't take up any more computer space, because my computer's acting very weird. Alright, so, actually I want to move you guys back over to the previous map, and so you guys can see what was going on. And so he can reiterate a lot of things. So last time we left off, we met a new person, Cass. That's right, that's the name, Cass. Jesus Christ.
I was waiting.
You just do it just to scare me now.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we met a paladin tiefling by the name of Cass, who had also spied on the enemy and acquired a follower in the cult of Anubis, which is his deity of choice. But amongst
and then the follower proceeded to do nothing.
Yeah, like he did a few things, but like mostly nothing.
Bled a lot.
Yeah, he fought like one guy, and I think he helped kill one. I think that was it.
Yeah, he helped kill one, missed like 5 swings.
And Varus repeatedly stabbing him at the beginning had nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then let's see, and so at the behest of almost being discovered by a patrolling troop of enemies, you guys were looking for a place to hide. And you guys managed to get a door open, you guys walked inside, immediately turned on a bright light, and began just looking around, forgetting to close the door behind you. And so people got suspicious and surrounded the building. I will say that none of that was planned. Like, as soon as I realized the couple things happened, I was like, this is happening, I guess. It was
I think my favorite part was just like, oh, by the way, is Reprisal's instrument still shining? Yeah. Like, I was really suspicious when you asked that. And I'm just like, I feel like something's about to happen, and then suddenly someone knocks on a window.
And so it was a very long fought battle. Like, in-game, it had to be at least...
both in-game and
in-game had to be at least 30 minutes.
Yeah. I don't even remember how many rounds it was. Oh, God.
And so after killing so many enemies...
We killed like 11 dudes.
And then a force to show up and just to mess with you guys mostly. Eventually turned tail and ran himself. You guys took this time to recuperate, which I actually realized you guys don't have to rest at all to regain your health because you all leveled up.
Yeah.
So you guys can use that 8 hours to do anything else you want to do. So I think that's what John did. He's attuning to his boots. But mostly everyone seems to just be resting.
What I was having Hildebrand do. Yeah, basically everyone's just passed out.
John's pretty much in the corner asleep against his staff.
Reprisal was like laid out across that bench.
And Varus was meditating and so with all that being said, I'm gonna say that you guys are actually asleep, except for Varus who's meditating, but this will still affect him because this is
Hildebrand and Siegfried sort of talked for like an hour.
Varus only needs like 4 hours.
Yeah.
He only utilizes 4 hours of the 8 because that's all he
needs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, as you guys rested, whether it be conscious or unconscious, you guys felt your own, consciousness. Yeah, that's good writing for you. Being pulled to another plane of existence in your mind. You guys suddenly find yourselves separated by yourselves in a very dark, desolate area. The surroundings are a cavern that are pretty much pitch black, but I know Varus can see in the dark, and so can Reprisal, I believe.
Yeah, reprisal can as well.
But there does seem to be like
Also Siegfried. Bless you.
that sneeze kind of scared
Also
me.
Siegfried can as well. Yeah, that came out of nowhere. It was,
Oh,
I
Sorry
think
about
Hildebrand's the only one of my characters that can't see in the dark.
But
Yeah, because Siegfried took the Shadow Origin or whatever, so he has dark vision with a range of 120 feet as well.
And I just wanted to reiterate. I just wanted to double check. Siegfried and Hildebrand will be leaving possibly eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, let me pull up the. So I think this mostly the situation, but I think Hildebrand and Siegfried may have been left out of the situation. Technically, Cass would be involved in this too, but we might do Cass's bit when Sigma's back, or depending on what we do. Where is the cavern I had set up? There it is.
Like, I'm genuinely not sure if they're gonna stick with the party or not, because obviously their actual plan is they're looking around for the rest of the dudes, which actually I haven't explained that yet, so I just accidentally spoiled part of my own art. Oops.
But
Oh
basically,
well.
so
They were looking around for stuff, and one of the things was Hildebrand, and so Siegfried found him, and then he's really not sure if he wants to stick with the party because obviously we seem to need the help.
Well,
like he definitely speeds up the combat immensely.
for the time being, I want to say that this situation involves those who are particularly involved in the plot, the main plot. Where Siegfried's mostly kind of a part
for the
of.
most part, they're just sort of there.
Yeah. So, regardless of what you are able to see in the dark, you do notice that there is a kind of like dark energy emanating from like the inner workings of this cavern, and it's very intense and strong. I think we will let Varus go about his situation first. So Varus, you can kind of hear breathing in the cavern. Also, if you were to look around behind you, there would be no exit. Like it's like when you go into like in a horror movie, you walk into a room through a door, but that door is now gone.
Yeah, the door's now gone, or like completely locked.
Each breath that you hear from this that you believe to be breathing kind of shudders the entire cave, even your own body. It's kind of how, I guess, visceral sounding the breathing is. What does Varus wish to do at this point in time?
Well, first, Varus is going to roll a stealth and fail.
Like, I'll give you that you're
I
relatively
mean,
concealed.
You can hide from snakes.
Alright, so next, Varus is going to pull up the hood on his elven cloak and reroll
He's going
his
to
stealth.
pretend that didn't happen.
Okay, you're pretty hidden now.
First, just like, alright, that didn't happen, let's have a redo.
Next, I'm gonna roll a perception and see if I can notice anything
Okay.
with my elven eyes.
I guess I'll use the image that you guys see before
In
you
front of me.
as somewhat of a reference.
Oh, I should point out you haven't actually moved the players over.
Oh, I haven't.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see nothing before me.
Between
Yeah, there we
moving
go.
the stream and stuff
There
and,
we go.
and moving back and
Yeah.
forth as I forgot to do it. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I was wondering if you forgot, if you did that on purpose or if you just forgot.
Yeah, I straight up forgot. I
Also,
so,
for
So
whatever
we're
reason,
just using this
for whatever
like,
reason, the
reference,
thumbnail
it's
for
not
the
like
page
what we
is still
actually
the old
see. Or...
yeah, I'll use some of what's in this picture to kind of give you an idea. One room, as you see, illustrates a pedestal of sorts. I'm assuming those are people on that, but that in this case that is not people. That's those like pillars.
I think that's what they are, or it's pillars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do not see the
They look
shining
very
light from it. It's more like it's kind of old looking and kind of decrepit. Yeah. The other to your left kind of looks pretty bare. it just kind of goes on into more darkness as it goes further in. But you can definitely tell that's where the breathing's coming from.
Hmm. Okay. Hmm.
Yeah.
What?
I'll even add this, like, you kind of
Varus
see, like, since you rolled so high, I might as well give you some more hints. There are kind of, like, etchings and markings on the cavern walls as well.
Okay. Varus is, I think, doing anything over there might be a trap. And then yeah, there's a beastie. You know what? Fuck it. Varus is gonna go. He's gonna see if he can sort out the sound of the source of the breathing.
Okay. So, you're going down the tunnel, I'm assuming?
Yeah, and he's gonna keep his eyes open for any traps or anything as well.
Okay. As you walk down the cavern, it more or less just looks, well, like a cavern. More or less, it looks fairly average to a certain degree. As you walk closer, though, you can kind of see like the walls become darker as you go in, and not just because it's dark in there, but it feels like something's affecting the area around it. As you get closer, though, you kind of feel like something as the way I would describe it is it feels like something's actually reached into your head and actually taken hold of your brain. And
Nice.
you feel like suddenly you have flashbacks of the moment your guild was being murdered. Like you suddenly hear the screams. It's almost like you see them in this cavern with you, running across, or in front of you, and people being slain left and right. And all of a sudden you snap back out of it, and you don't feel like something's touching your mind anymore. But it definitely feels like something had invaded your personal space heavily at that time.
Old memories. Always at the forefront of my mind.
Let's see. I think we're going to switch to Reprisal real quick. So Reprisal, similar situation for you where you started.
Oh, where? I feel like I'm in a bad dream.
When you said that, you kind of heard a chuckle down one of the cavern tunnels.
Alright, apparently enemy is an asshole.
Oh, like that's like, I guess he's some kind of jerk then, I get it.
Okay, alright. Frankly, I'm not interested in whatever's down that dark hallway. I can't see into it, and it's incredibly concerning. So he's gonna move the other way, the opposite way what Varus took, basically. And he's gonna head towards the decrepit thingamajig.
And I will say that like the areas you are in are almost exactly identical. It's just you guys are in separate areas or planes.
We're like in separate
Planes.
And so you walk into the area with a strange-looking pedestal in it. What do you wish to do?
This looks interesting. It almost seems like there should have been something here. To be honest, I don't know what to do about this.
Well, like, investigate or perceive.
I was kind of hoping something would happen.
In this, basically, this general situation, like, things won't move forward without kind of looking at things. Think of it as a point-and-click adventure to a degree.
I guess he's gonna go look around the pedestal, see if there's anything there.
Oh, wow. Alright, so...
I'm pretty sure I found something.
So you walk around the the rim of the pedestal instead of going up the stairs, and you notice a marking of what looks to be some kind of serpent wrapping around the pedestal. The pedestal, the serpent on the pedestal kind of looks like it's colored
black. Are we
black.
possibly in a situation wherein we are facing a dungeon and or a dragon?
I was thinking for a second. I'm like,
for that one.
I'm like, is that a serious question? That I realized what you were doing.
Yeah. I love you for that.
Resist.
Yeah, it looked sort of like a what now?
A serpent.
Because suddenly the Dungeons and Dragons comment came.
Well, the
there's like a serpent carved into the base of the dais
and
that wraps around.
And it looks
it wraps
black.
around, but after that,
it looks black in color. And the etching looks like it was marked in like gold to accentuate the darker colors. So like the scales are like outlined in gold.
Well, it seems like someone had a finer taste for the things in life. I suppose I don't really got anything I can do about this except follow it around.
Alright, well, it kind of just leads you...
keep like sort of circling around the thing.
Oh, you're just kind of like walking around it now.
Pretty much, I was seeing if there was anything around the entire thing.
Well, let's see.
I was like...
Let's see. Further up along the walls of the pedestal, you kind of see etchings of like people sleeping, and it looks like it's depicting their nightmares.
Well, that seems oddly metaphorical. That or this is literally the situation I am in which case that's lovely. Time loops are fun. Alright, well, hoping I'm not in one. I guess I'll just wander up these stairs here.
Alright, so going up the
just
stairs...
pray that I don't get hit by a bolt of lightning or something.
And coincidentally, you're struck by a bolt. No.
Reprisal just evaporates on the spot.
As you go up the stairs, nothing too exciting really happens. You kind of see the pillars that kind of look like the shape of snakes lurching upwards. And the same color scheme, mouths wide open. On the ground at the top of the pedestal is just some similar markings that you've seen walking around the pedestal.
This seems odd.
Okay, I need a quick refresher. Why is Reprisal all upset and angry?
Presumably because something just interrupted his really needed sleep after nearly dying.
No. I mean, like, his general reason for being in the story.
Oh, right. The same dude that killed Varus' clan killed his wife and kid.
Ah, okay. Gotcha.
Like, directly in front of him.
So, like, as you kind of turn around to, like, look back at the stairs, you actually see your child standing in front of you.
Dad.
Oh, fuck.
Daddy? Zach, you can voice the child if you wish.
What?
You can voice the child if you wish, Zach, because I feel like you would do it way funnier.
No. Oh yeah, let him do it.
Dad, is that you?
Hey, sweetie.
I'm assuming it's a daughter then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was his wife and his daughter. Which is almost exactly why I wanted him to voice it, because it makes it 10 times better.
Yep. I've got no bits.
Alright, so...
No, if I was expecting this, I would have had them named.
You're like, hey! Child!
Why didn't you ever give me a name?
It's been 4 years since you're dead. I don't remember your name.
Bastard.
Hey, I'm a tiefling. It's what I do.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you know what's that? I actually guessed on the 4 years, and it was actually 4 years because I just looked back at it. I just completely guessed a number.
So, with that going on, suddenly you feel two hands kind of wrap around your chest, but not in any kind of aggressive manner, more lovingly, as your wife actually is behind you and actually kisses your neck.
Hey, you hunka bunny man.
I was not expecting that at all.
No, I was not either. Jesus. You have to give me more here because that caught me off guard. Like I can't look back at my screen right now. I'm laughing too hard. I think I just killed something in my throat. Yeah, I did something in my throat there.
Oh goodness, you alright?
Yeah, I don't know if there was... I don't know if my nose is trying to drain or what. Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's better. I have no idea what happened to my throat there. Anyways, you'll have to give me a moment.
Alright.
Because now I'm just frantically searching name generators.
I think I'll go back to Captain Varus then while you recover.
Yeah, go back to Varus. And meanwhile, then
or actually,
we'll leave on that note because I'm dying.
Actually, no. I think I'll go to John real quick. I'll make this brief though, since I play John and am the DM right now. John kind of finds himself in the exact same situation, looking around. He, on the other hand, kind of shudders, kind of visibly, and kind of mutters to himself, "Oh, shit." And he kind of haphazardly just kind of walks down the left path without really worrying about anything. Though he doesn't look... He is very dissatisfied with the situation and isn't exactly looking forward to what's going on. As he walks down the way, he sees an older gentleman waiting for him in the hull of the cavern, I guess. And he kind of like sighs. He's like, "Oh, great. What are you doing here? Like, get out of my head." And the man kind of smirks and looks at him and goes, "Oh, you don't like seeing me this way, huh? It brings like too many memories." Whatever. And he kind of just walks past him. No, at the same time, he feels the exact same feeling that Varus felt, like something grabbing onto his brain the whole time this is going on. And so we will switch back to Captain Varus. Let's see, we left you with visions of horrifying things going on. You've come to, I guess, an inner chamber of the caverns as you've walked through. There were no traps waiting for you back in the pathway, and you made it this way relatively easily. The open chamber, which is a very wide and open area, is it's got, what can I say here? It's got a very large circular pedestal in the center, takes up most of the room, with a kind of like an outcropping or like a moat-esque area around it, but there's no water. What fills it is like black skulls. And what I mean by black skulls is that they are like charred black. Now, I'm not saying that they were charred, that's just the color that they are.
Yeah, they're just deep black.
Yeah.
Like burnt black.
And you can definitely feel the vibrations of that breathing in this room. but the room is actually suspiciously dark now, because not even your dark vision can see all the way across it. Almost as if something's like blocking your way. Like as if there's like a giant wall in front of you that's just covered in black. What do you wish to do?
Hold on. Just writing all that down.
Gotcha.
Can't see. Um. I think. Let's see. Trying to think of what the best course of action would be. Obviously. I think I'm going to do an investigation maybe,
Okay.
to see. Well, I was going to see if he could discern what the object was that was blocking his path, but I don't see anything different.
Yeah, it's just really dark.
I'll say that like you feel like you could discern something more, but at the distance you're at, you can't really tell.
Alright, so he's going to stealthily move closer to the object. He's going to try his investigation one more time.
Alright.
Well, you found something.
So as you get closer, you could actually feel the vibrations getting more intense until you realize that this object is actually something breathing. The reason why you couldn't see past what it was is because that was what was literally blocking your way. And it is as dark as the actual darkness.
And source of breathing. It would be pretty stupid to attack it. And Varus is not stupid. So you know what, using his amazing stealth, he's going to see if he can like move around the critter and continue down the path, or see if there is a continuing of the path, or if this is just a dead end.
As you move like around this strange living object, you begin to feel that sensation again, and one of your closest friends in the guild appears before you, standing before you, and actually kind of grasps onto your the cuff of your cloak. I'm actually going to use something we actually came up with when we were playing something else like about a month ago. A man named Victor looking in your eyes, terrified, as if something's about to murder him. And but then he kind of lets go, pulls his sword from his sheath, and actually slices his own head off. As he does so, the body evaporates, leaving only a black skull to roll off into the moat that you saw earlier.
That's unsettling.
You suddenly feel that sensation again. You hear a voice actually speak to you. And it's like, not so happy to see an old friend again, huh?
Well, he's dead, so wasn't really expecting to see him anytime.
Well, I thought you'd at least like to see him one more time.
True, but I don't quite remember him cutting his own head off. But I mean,
Theatrical liberties.
I was never really one for the flair for the dramatics.
Another boorish mortal. Alright, we're going to cut back to reprisal.
Before we cut back, you hear Varus say, "Well, I never really thought that I was boorish, but I mean, if you want to call yourself boorish, that's fine."
Alright, so reprisal.
Yeah,
What
so
is-
Reprisals just sort of he's a bit bewildered by all this. Doesn't really say anything for a few moments, and then he just sort of like snaps. Elise, Sophie. It's been so long since I've seen the two of you.
The
We're not real, father.
I'm well aware of that. I'm having a moment.
it's like I'm just trying to enjoy this.
I'm just trying to enjoy the fact that I haven't seen either of you in 4 years, and this is my one chance.
And so they don't seem threatening or creepy yet.
Well, I mean, besides the fact that you both appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, like other than they should actually not be there at all. The Elise is the wife's name.
At least the daughter,
Okay, who is the wife then? I can't remember the name.
Sophie.
Sophie. Okay. Sophie kind of lets go and walks around, taking your hand. And she's like, "Yes, it's been a long time." Let's see. What is it? What should I say here? I'm sorry. I'm trying to like think of how this would go down because I'm half improving some of this because I only know so much of backgrounds.
Yeah. Also, the fact that I actually forgot what Reprisal's actual name was, because the whole thing with Tieflings is, if they take up a new name, it's probably going to be a name that embodies something, which is why his name is Reprisal.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now.
Because his whole thing is, he's really angry and he wants vengeance, basically.
Ah, well, that's neat. Well,
Like he's retaliating for the murder of his wife and kid.
okay. Well, she looks him in the eye and she asks, "Why are you so angry?"
Because someone murdered the both of you. You're in my head. I feel like you would know this.
She kind of chuckles to herself a little bit, and she's like, "It's like you act like we wanted to be around you to begin with."
Right, so that's a big red flag, first of all. Okay, so this is definitely a nightmare. Great.
You know, she tells you,
Shit.
Wait, was Reprisal just like a bard on the street when he was with them, or was he actually have a job or a profession of sorts?
He was actually a bard on the street. That was part of his whole thing. He used to be in a bard's college, and then he met the wife, and after he graduated, then he met his wife, and then it went on from there.
Okay. Let's see.
Basically, he was just like a wandering minstrel, pretty much.
Okay. Just like
He does have fond memories of the college, at least.
Okay. Just like you weren't home all the time. At least didn't really get to see you all that often.
Well, to be fair, my job was a bard.
Well, I mean,
Not exactly the most stable thing for settling down, but I'm not good at anything else. And I'm not taking up a mercenary contract.
That's true. You were never really good at sex.
Okay.
I do love how he's arguing with her like she's actually there, though. Like, I'm not doing anything else, honey. Like, this is what I love.
I know. This approach just writing itself.
And, she,
the thing is, he knows this is a nightmare at this point, especially after looking at the whole thing and sort of figuring that out, and also the fact that he's in the middle of nowhere with no exit.
I'm not even entirely sure that Elise is even yours.
Oh, damn. Well, like, she rolls back one
You're not
hand.
wrong.
We did have
Not
one
wrong,
too
she
many
isn't that.
milkmen.
She isn't exactly half tiefling, that's for sure. And to be fair, she was already with you when I met you.
Oh, okay. So technically she's not his daughter. Okay.
Yeah, she's like actually a full human.
So after you like saying that, she actually reels her hand back and smacks you across the face,
That's fair.
dealing 12
Are you
damage.
calling me a
No.
slut?
Dealing 12 damage, that's a good slap.
She reels back and uses woman scorned.
It's like the
hell have no
ultimate
fury
form of
like.
hellish rebuke.
And it's like hell hath no fury has an instant critical, instant death, and your balls implode.
Oh, that was unnecessary.
But like you felt that smack felt very real.
Ah, God, I hate nightmares. So what exactly was that for then?
You called me a slut.
Ah, right, yes. Well, 4 years of having nobody to talk to, really, besides a few idiots, does wonders for your social skills, so I've heard.
And your right hand, apparently.
Okay. Alright, I'm officially done here.
He took that really personally.
And reprisal. Well, you were sort of getting really annoyed by this whole thing. Like, he's annoyed that his nightmares are attacking him personally.
So
Like, he's not happy about this situation.
is there anything in particular you wish for him to do at this point in time?
He's pretty much just gonna walk off.
Okay.
Like he goes down the stairs and he just doesn't care anymore. He's going towards that darkness.
I will say that the creepy daughter actually is like on his back, not doing anything to hurt him, just kind of there.
Hi, Dad. Are we
When
going
did
on
you
an
get up
adventure?
there? When did you get up there, and also what did you just say? Your voice was so high-pitched I couldn't hear it. I've
going
been
on an
partially
adventure, Dad.
deafened after being exposed to gunshots. No,
Hello,
seriously,
Dad.
I couldn't hear what you said.
Well, I'm trying to do it over.
like I heard it, but it was like so high-pitched that it was sort of like hearing Alvin and the Chipmunks. You don't really understand what they're saying.
Alvin.
Oh God, don't.
Hi, Dad. Are we going on an adventure?
I'm going on an adventure. I'm really not sure how you got up there.
Well, I climbed. Duh.
You,
Silly father.
right, nightmare.
She
Forgot.
pulls his ears
Okay, just stop that.
And then grabs his horns and goes,
Yeah, horsey, away!
No, I'm pretty sure that's what the horns are for at this point, because they certainly don't seem to do anything.
What I love is that, like, I feel like Reprisal feels he can't do anything about that at all.
Pretty much.
Like, he's like, if I throw a kid off me, that wouldn't look very good at all, now would it?
Yeah. That's pretty much how he feels about this whole thing.
and
Also
she's
the
getting
fact that he doesn't
impatient,
want
so
to
she
try and
starts
murder
hitting
his
him on the top of the
kid.
head. She gets impatient and starts hitting him on the top of the head.
Away,
Ow,
horsey,
ow,
we're
stop
going on an
that.
adventure!
We're already walking.
And so you're kind of walking down the other end of the cavern at this point, because it's the only other place to really go.
Yeah.
In fact, the chamber that you started in that led to this little split had actually shortened to just a wall that went around to the other cavern now, like as if it was just cut off, and that's like the only way you could go.
Oh, that's weird.
And as you walk down, you kind of feel the shuddering of breathing as well, like just a loud hum, kind of just shaking the core of your body.
That is unnerving, to say the least.
And as you felt that, suddenly, like, the child was gone from your back.
Bye, Dad!
I hate this goddamn nightmare.
And so, what does Reprisal wish to do?
He's gonna keep pressing forward.
Okay. So he keeps walking forward, and he too reaches an inner chamber. Very similar situation to before for Captain Varus.
You can just call me Varus.
Varus. And but again, no sign of Varus. And after a certain point, you can't see much further ahead.
God, the dark vision ain't worth shit.
It sounds like it sounds like he's hitting a pair of binoculars. Like
It's more like he's just hitting whatever's in his way. He's like kicking rocks. Magical darkness is the worst.
Alright, I think I'll pull it back to John for a minute now. Let's see. As John continues down the cavern, the same man keeps appearing over and over and over and over again to him, just more or less taunting him. You know, telling him he was useless, telling him he never amounted to anything, that, you know, no one would miss him if he were to die. Very, very... basically just general put-downs to try and make him feel worse than what he already does. And after a certain point, he actually turns to the man and, like, pushes him against the wall and, like, and actually holds a dagger to the man's throat, getting very tired of hearing his voice. And he's like, I know it's not real, but you're really starting to piss me off. And he's actually, like, his hands are actually shaking, and his eyes are just full of anger. And he actually puts the dagger back and kind of turns away in a huff and continues walking until he's also at an inner chamber.
Well, somebody's got unresolved father issues. You would have made a great stripper.
And he's like, I was the greatest stripper!
Oh, that's great.
And John kind of, like, when he gets to the area, he was like, alright. It's like, I'm here. Like, he very much feels he knows where he is. And so we'll go back to Varus. Oh, and in fact, when he said that, you guys kind of heard an echo of that.
What?
Because he wasn't talking particularly...
John's in my nightmares.
Like, he wasn't talking particularly low.
The awkward silence.
I'm sure he's just writing down right now.
Yeah, probably.
Alright. Varus. I don't know. This is pretty difficult. I don't know what to do. Like, part of me is like, attack the thing. What's the worst that could happen? And then the other part of me is like, don't attack the thing. That's the worst that could happen.
Like, you feel like you're trying not to be the character that does the thing that you shouldn't do.
Yeah. But in the same sense, like, I don't know what else to do. I guess. Let me see.
Well, I guess in true Varus fashion, you could try to pickpocket it.
So does thing have pockets?
See how that goes.
You know what? I'm gonna try a persuasion and see if I can persuade some information out of this guy.
Okay.
Nope.
I think you persuaded yourself.
Like Varus, like, opens his mouth and all he hears is kind of a chuckle before he even says anything.
It's like, alright, stop before you embarrass yourself.
Alright, so, like, we'll move back to reprisal.
Well, I wasn't done. I was gonna try it again.
Well, I wanted to kind of give, like, equal opportunity, but we'll just go with this. Alright, so what do you wish to do?
Well, alright. Can I at least just save this roll to next round and then just move on? Alright.
Alright, so, In true fashion of my brain being horrible, I have forgotten like every detail about this chamber. So I don't even remember what the thing in the middle is.
Okay,
All we know is that it's a dart shape because I didn't. And that it's alive. It's breathing.
and it's big enough to block your view, like, from one end to another.
Of the rest of the cavern.
Yeah.
And there's a moat in the area that has black skulls in it. That's. Sorry, I wasn't really paying
Nah,
attention.
it's fun.
I didn't even know there was a moat in there till you said that Victor cut his own head off and his head rolled into the moat with the other skulls.
Well, like
I actually put that the skulls were like surrounding the walls.
Yeah.
Well, like, kind of think that idea, but like
a
it's on,
catacomb?
but it's not on the pedestal. It's like on the ground below, so it's like a moat of skulls, if you want to think of it that way.
Okay. Oh, so there's a pedestal.
Yes, but it's like a very, very, very large pedestal, or like, you know what we'll call it, like a platform. Think of like a circular platform, like a tournament platform.
Like a dais.
Yes, there you go.
Okay. Okay. See, like I said, I wasn't really paying attention during the description.
Oh, it's alright.
So like, hold on. Let me see if I can find what I put.
And I was paying attention. It's just that I forgot.
Alright, so I put Varus' skulls lining the walls. They appear to be charred black in color, and can see the entirety of the cavern, but something blocks his path. That's like all I. And then like down here, I put Victor cuts his own head off, and the skull rolls into the moat. And I probably should have put a note. Did not know there was a moat.
Let's see. So let's see what else.
Well, I certainly don't want to jump down there.
I will say that like the dais has like etchings and markings on it as well, like very similar to what you guys have seen in the cavern so far.
All right, so go to the creepy thing, or investigate the statue, or a pedestal rather.
Well, like you guys are like standing on this thing. It's that big.
Yeah. Well, I definitely don't want to jump off the edge. That's for sure. All right, so first of all, what are you? And second of all, why is John in my nightmares? Actually, wait, no, don't answer that second one.
Let's
I
see.
already know why.
Your wife and child actually appear in front of you, actually stabbing each other in the chest.
One moment.
Their bodies evaporating into just black skulls and rolling off into the moat as well. And you hear a laugh, and it's like, oh, you're funny.
Alright, never mind.
Were you gone the whole time I said that?
Yeah.
Yes, I said give me a moment. Yeah, I got that, but hold on, 'cause the cat's went out.
Your family murdered each other by stabbing themselves repeatedly, and then their heads rolled into the moat.
Okay.
Yes, and
okay,
then...
so got that. Alright, well, I'll be back in a moment then, because the cat's went out.
Oh, okay.
This is really annoying.
I just realized I have no music playing for any of this, and this would be a great time for spoopy music.
I swear to goodness, if it's creepy, spooky, scary skeletons.
Spooky, scary skeletons. Let's see here. So I will put up our break time thing while he's doing that. So like I decided to, like, I actually decided on this for possibly something else later on, but I was like, this is probably a good time to do it since we're actually
okay,
down a person. All right, give me 1 second.
Well, I'm back. So let's see. Wife, kids stabbed each other, heads rolled into the moat. And that was pretty much it then.
Alright, 1 second. Can you guys tell me if you hear this?
Hear what?
Okay, you guys aren't hearing. Okay, cool. Never mind. I was just trying to check something without making too much noise. Anyone in the stream who was surprised by that, I'm sorry. Alright, so you
feel like I should have had the stream open.
You hear the voice of well, it's just a general voice kind of speaking to your mind, saying, "Oh, you're a funny one, huh?"
I like to think myself as one, yes.
Kind of. The voice comes off kind of ambiguous. Well, I guess androgynous, but mostly feminine. And kind of chuckles to itself again.
It looks like a maiden.
And tells him, it's like, how did you enjoy seeing your family again?
It brought up memories that I'd have preferred it didn't.
Oh.
Mostly the whole thing about them dying.
Well, I mean, you can't move forward unless you think about unless you forget about the past, and it doesn't seem you've done that, my friend.
You see, if I forget about the past, then I let a corrupt noble live. Not exactly in my MO.
Well, I know that you wish to...
Also, the fact that my entire identity is based around the fact that I'm going off to kill that guy.
Oh.
If I forget about the past, I kind of lose this whole shtick.
So you still wish to go up against him even after all you've done? After all you've went through so far? You almost died earlier. Actually, no, I think you actually literally almost died earlier.
Yeah, I did definitely almost die earlier, but you think that's gonna dissuade me? Because trust me, I've had a lot of near-death experiences lately.
Oh, I've got
It kind of stopped phasing me after the second one.
I've got to take down the break time sign. Alright, well, it's like, so you wish to see us to the bitter end, huh?
Yes, whatever that may bring.
And when the voice does the you can actually feel, and actually Varus and Jonathan can feel this too, you can actually feel your bodies vibrate from the voice, going And we will.
Okay, that felt weird.
And we're gonna go ahead and skip to Varus on this one. I'm gonna kind of leave John out of this part for right now. So Varus, what do you wish to do?
I'm in Pinball Cup.
That's the best thing to be eating when you need to speak.
In the middle of a nightmare.
It's like, I just ate a spoon of peanut butter, 1 second.
Alright, let's see, I got my persuasion of 21, so... I'm going to ask it... I'm going to ask Reprisals question. What are you, and why are we here?
You, everyone in the vicinity kind of hears a laugh. And you actually feel the room begin to shake. Whatever, like, loose rocks and dust that were around kind of kick up and some fall from the ceiling as the object blocking your way moves in a coiling fashion, revealing a giant black serpent with deep yellow eyes. And as it does this, the top of the room actually opens up, revealing the moon shining down into the area, lighting it up. It's like,
It's a Naga. Is it a Naga? It looks like a Naga. Is it a Naga? Does it have a face of a human? It sounds like a Naga.
and
I like to imagine the Varus is like actually asking it that.
That's what I was gonna say.
he just fires off like 5 questions.
and like, and as the serpent like moves and lifts up in the air, it actually reveals that all 3 of you were in the same room the whole time. It was literally just blocking you from seeing each other, and you were all in 3 different caverns of this area.
Oh god, John really is in my nightmares.
John kind of like half enthused, kind of waves like whatever to both of them.
Varus walks over to John with a big smile on his face and starts like tapping his shoulder and like shoving him, going, "It's a Naga! It's a Naga! We're gonna fight a Naga! It's a Naga! We're gonna fight a Naga! We're gonna fight a Naga!"
Reversal just sort of walks over and puts a hand on Bart's shoulder. You need to calm down. Preferably before this thing murders us.
So, like, it actually kind of begins laughing at this scene it sees before it, and kind of flips its tail very, mostly gently, or at least as gently as it can, but it kind of causes the ground to shake. And Jonathan's like, hey... And it like leans, it starts like slinking down until its face is right in front of all three of you. Its eyes.
Reprisal takes like a step back.
Its eyes very wide, like honing in on everything it sees. It's like, welcome to my home.
Question: why is your home in our dreams?
That's because your dreams are what I eat, or at least your nightmares.
Ah.
And she actually,
Wait.
its tail actually motions.
Wait, so if you eat our nightmares, that makes you very beneficial, actually.
But it actually like points to the varying skulls, and it's like each one of these represents a nightmare I've eaten. Also, every time I eat a nightmare, it actually makes you experience it at the fullest possible horrifying moment of it, completely and fully, in real life. So you know it's, you know, it depends on if that's your thing of fun. I guess that's fine.
That's fair enough. I don't know why I didn't expect that.
And then it kind of talks again. It's like, well, I mean, I guess if that's fun, I guess it's not really a nightmare then.
Believe me, it's not that fun.
And
but I mean, yeah, I guess if they're into that sort of thing.
But it kind of flicks its tongue out. The force from its tongue was enough to actually make you guys fall on your butts. And it kind of laughs at you. And it's like, sorry, I forget my own strength.
To be fair, I am also basically a noodle. With an instrument, too, actually.
Do you have something to say?
No, I was going to, but it's.
Oh, okay.
I was going to try to be cool and do like an acrobatics and like.
You were gonna jump on its head.
Over.
Oh, okay.
To stop from falling over, but I decided not to.
And it actually nips at John's leg with its mouth, but gently, pulling him forward, and then letting go and looking right at him. It's been a long time, Jonathan. Yes, it has, and you've still not done what I've told you to do. John kind of rolls his eyes a bit and he goes, yeah, I've been kind of busy. You know, zombies and things. The people to save, the evil people trying to take over the world. I don't know. I'm not entirely clear on why I'm here.
Pretty sure you're here because of money.
Like,
so, like, is this a Naga, by the way?
No, it's not a Naga.
Oh.
I can just imagine him, like, deflating.
There's something I wrote down.
Varsh just deflates.
Yeah.
He slams his swords back into his sheaths and crosses his arms.
He, like, huffs and turns away from it.
She kind of
was a Naga.
She kind of chuckles to herself and kind of motions to Vars. It's like, you really like to fight, don't you?
Hello,
it's this whole thing.
But she looks back to John. She's like, Jonathan Muriel Voltaire. She actually says his actual name, which is Jonathan Muriel Voltaire. His last name is Muriel.
Varus, like, tries to hold in his chuckle, but it
Rapunzel
just
doesn't even, he just bursts out laughing.
Muriel.
Jonathan, like, points back at, like, Reprisal and Victor with, like, eldritch energy coming, like shining on his hands, like, don't tempt me!
Oh, I'm sorry, Muriel.
He turns back to the serpent.
Paizo just keeps laughing.
He turns back to the serpent and is like, thank you so much for that. That really helps, everything. That helps with everything.
It certainly
Muriel,
helps
when
the
you're done talking
atmosphere.
with your mommy, can we get on with our adventure?
And the serpent somewhat chuckles with you guys at the same time, finding this actually very entertaining.
I have to admit that reveal certainly helped to the atmosphere.
So she like
I think my mom's sister's aunt, which would be my aunt. I think her name was Muriel. Huh, Muriel.
And so the serpent leans down, like even for her eye, like practically leaning with just the eye over Jonathan's face, as if kind of like almost like when a person's looking through a magnifying glass. And it's like, I told you I'd keep him safe as long as you did a favor for me, and you've not done it yet. It's like, well, I mean, in all fairness, I've been busy. It was like, you know, people things to steal, magic, street magic to do.
Busy with us.
And she's like, fine. Well, this time you will do what I wish, because the situation you all three of you are in, if you guys can solve it, is more to my benefit. She says as she looks back to her prize on Vars, and then actually slithers around, like around Jonathan and more towards you guys now. You guys wish to take on more than what you think you can. And as demonstrated in your last fight, I don't think you're entirely ready. Or at least not how you are now.
To be fair, that monk was really good at punching things.
Well, I mean, monks do that. They punch.
I mean, yeah, but she was like really, really good at it.
It's like she really turned her
I'm
up
pretty
over.
sure. I'm pretty sure her title used to be Iron Fist.
It's like, I used to know an immortal named Iron Fist. Very interesting.
Do you know Kung Long? Or not Kung Long, it was like Shaolin.
It's like, yeah, not a big fan of him, actually. Kind of a douche. Burns dragons into people. Like, burns dragon tattoos on people. It's not a very nice thing to do. I just eat people's nightmares. I think that's far nicer. But it slithers towards Vars. And it's like, you're quite strong. But
Vars flitzes.
she's like, but I feel you may end up getting in over your head. You both wish to avenge people, but at the risk of your own lives, which is, to a degree, admirable, but at the same time, like, I was like, admirable, my lips were dry.
Admirable?
Yes. But at the same time, if you fail at any point, it's for nothing.
I know she's got a point, but to be honest, I don't think I can really turn back at this point. If I would have, if I could have, I probably would have at this point.
The serpent circles around, actually behind you guys, and then pulls back around to the center, staring at all three of you. Well, at this point, I don't really want you to, because what you guys have discovered this time around is something that the world cannot allow to exist. I can't allow it to exist. The bastard caused enough trouble last time he was out, and now he's back. And she, like, slithers up to you guys and goes, you don't realize at all what you're up against. And, like, her words... and again, all this is, like, in your all's minds. The whole time you're feeling that hand on your brain kind of sensation. And when she says that, you can actually feel kind of, like, a feeling of mixed fear and anger from her. It's like,
It must be pretty bad if a beautiful beast like yourself, all powerful in essence, is afraid of this man.
It kind of laughed and was like, beautiful. I know your kind don't find my kind beautiful. but thank you for thinking you were flattering me. And
Well, I don't think he was like meant it as flattery. I think Varus, in his own mind, views displays of strength and power as beautiful.
oh, fair enough. Okay. But she let me turn this music down just the slightest bit. At least when it gets to the bells part, I can't focus on anything. It's just too dingy. Anyway. So she looks to Varus and is like, well, you asked who or what I was. Well, I'm an ancient one. She tells you very, well, I just generally tells you, I guess. He goes, I am Dendar, the Night Serpent. And she slithers forward, and he goes, and I am John's pact holder. And he's like, yeah.
I feel like you could have made a pact with someone that's way more accurate at using their gifts.
Well,
I mean, have you seen this guy shoot beams at things?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, Varus in reprise will just start dissing John.
she's like, well,
Like, seriously, have you seen that guy fight? Like, he thinks he's like David Blaine or something. Like, and honestly, at this point, I think David Blaine would be a better fighter. Just saying. At least he can make.
I mean, hell, I'm a better fighter.
he points like he goes like, I have set people on fire with my mind.
He plays a lute.
Yeah, my whole thing is that I play an instrument and somehow I'm still a better fighter than you.
This is what
although
he does
it-
for a living. Like,
Although
he is a
to-
magician, but all he
Although,
seems
to be
to
fair,
want to
my
do
bard
is
college
to
did
disguise
teach me.
himself
Hey,
and like do show tricks. Like, pick a card.
Jeez, Varus is going all in.
he's like, I have given my talents to you guys way more than what you're saying I have. He's like, whatever.
Alright, anyways, so you need us to...
For all his faults, he is a decent fighter, I guess.
He's like, I even
if
stole a
his
barrel
Eldritch
that one
Blast
time.
hardly ever find their mark.
And
Honestly, his little pet dragon is better than him.
Right?
Bob
At least
actually like
Bob does
appears
something.
when you say that, and kind of like you guys feel the feeling of like, yeah, right. He's like, yeah, funny, Bob. Yeah, thank you, thanks, buddy, thanks. And
It's pretty sad when your only friend isn't really your friend.
and like, and Dendar kind of laughs herself, and she's like, oh, little Bob, such a riot. And she's like, well, in exchange for the safety of his, and he cuts her off. He's like, whoa, that's not their business. He goes, well, it would be between both of us if you'd actually fulfill our contract. I could just take everything I've given you back.
Ooh. Then he really would be a street magician.
He's like,
You
whatever.
imply that he's not already.
Excuse me, Dendar, do you know David Blaine? We're looking for a replacement.
And she's like, I don't know what you need of a guy who stands like on top of a tower for 5 days.
Well, it shows persistence and dedication.
I mean, I guess he's really good at standing.
It also proves that he could go a long time without eating. So, I mean, we wouldn't have to feed him. Like John. If we stopped feeding him, he'd cry within like 5 minutes.
And
Anyways,
so,
getting back on track, this thing that you presumably want us to kill, I've sort of got an idea of it. It's whatever it is, it's been messing with the weave. That's
with the what?
taking a rather basically what lets you cast magic.
Oh, okay. It's been disrupting the power.
Yeah,
Basically,
it's
like
sort
the
of been messing
mana
with
flow
that.
or whatever.
Yeah,
the wave.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's the way that magic presents itself, and casters sort of tap into it,
Okay, gotcha.
and they can sort of feel it.
Like how the Flash uses the Speed Force.
Pretty much.
Gotcha. And
Yeah, whatever it is, it's been messing with it lately. I've tried my best to ignore it.
Ah, crap. I forgot the name of, of something I was going to do.
By the way, also, don't we have to kind of like try to figure out a way to work in our multi classes into this?
That is actually kind of what I'm doing with this session.
Oh, okay.
There it is. That's the one I wanted. Okay. All right. Dendar actually like leans down and is like, "Oh yeah, I'm very well aware." And she goes, "But John, I told you in exchange for protecting your son, I would give you my powers. And well,
You have a son? Somebody actually slept with you?
I was going to say that, and I'm upset that you stole that.
It's like, hey, I am a handsome man, and I'm not too bad in bed."
How long was that? Like 5, maybe 4 seconds?
And John was like, "You know, I'm not even going to argue that one because I thought you were going to say years, and I don't know why."
Do what now?
Like, that was personally John talking. He was like, I was going to say, like, I thought you were going to say, like, hours or minutes. But for certain, I don't know why I thought that, because you're an asshole and wouldn't say something like that. So, you know, I guess the joke's on me then.
I am going to say, like, I don't think Varus says any of the joke things that I just said, because this really breaks.
But,
I will say he's probably thanking them.
gotcha.
Yeah.
And, let's see, Dendar kind of looks to John and goes, "So, in order to keep your powers, because you've pretty much broken our pact at this point, John, but I am fond of you for whatever reason. You know, your want and need to make children smile with petty magics and stuff."
Honestly, I just assumed you were taking pity on him.
He goes, "Well, you know, that too."
I honestly thought that he was a pedophile with the way he treated children. But
Jesus, Boris.
But, you know, so, this will be the new terms of our agreement. You are to help these two defeat whatever it is causing this problem. He goes, "What does it matter to you, Dendar? I mean, you didn't really seem to care about the world when I first made this pact with you."
Obviously, her well-being is threatened.
He goes,
And
Yeah.
she's desperate to,
She-
to see it.
I'm also guessing that if there's nobody left to feed on, then she'll probably die out too.
And she kind of,
Yeah.
Like, if the whole world's dead, you've got no nightmares to feed on, do you?
she kind of like shrugs it off, like she didn't want to answer it.
Okay, fair enough.
And well, not like I'm not answering that. More like, you're kind of right, but I'm not going to answer that. She goes, "So, now that you're emotionally invested in this now, else your son might not make it to the next day, depending on how you choose your words. Next, John, what do you say?" You know, He kind of like grumbles and crosses his arms. It's like, okay,
Personally, I would take the deal.
he's like, whatever, like. And then the form of the man that was taunting John before actually appears before him. She goes, and it's like, and also, I mean, you've actually been forgetting about your heritage, John. You didn't need me for magic. Your father was a sorcerer. I know. He was also an asshole. He goes, well.
See, daddy issues. Really good stripper.
Parcel just barks out a short laugh.
And she's like, you are to use every means necessary to ensure that what needs to be done is done. He's like, fine.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, he's not happy about it. He's very much like, whatever, fine. And then she actually slithers over to Reprisal and Varus. Now, quick question. Reprisal just got an ability upgrade, correct?
Yeah.
Or did you take a feat instead?
Let me check, actually. Oh yeah, I did improve ability score, because there was nothing really that Reprisal needed.
Okay. So, Dendar looks to you, and he's like, you... Oh, which score did you improve, by the way?
I think Charisma, because that's my spellcasting
Oh,
room.
okay.
I either improved Charisma twice to bring it up to a +3, or I like put 1 into something,
okay.
something else.
Like,
Wait, no, yeah, I put 2 into Charisma.
She's like, you're a very gifted bard, sir, but it feels like you could use a little something else. And you kind of, like, feel your body, well, actually, no, you feel like you're more... Your ability to sing has, increased, like, as if your spells are more potent now.
No, that felt weird.
She goes, yes, it always feels weird your first time. And then she looks to Varus and is like, you seem to want magic. Yeah, she's like, I've been in your head. And you just wish to have more power to take care of who you need to take care of. Am I right?
You're not wrong.
She kind of chuckles to herself. Well, I am not one for making pacts with more than one rogue element like John over there. But I can lend you the power of another entity. She kind of, like she stares Varus in the eyes, and you see, hell, what is it? What's his deity? I can't remember. Like, what's his pact?
I think the Hexblade is its own. I'm not sure.
Isn't it like the Raven Queen or something is like the default or something?
Well, the Raven Queen is connected.
Okay.
Just because, like so like the Hexblade.
Yeah, the Hexblade is the patron.
Yeah,
okay,
the Hexblade is the
gotcha.
patron.
Yeah, the
because
Hexblade itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just that the Raven Queen is associated because the Raven Queen. It says because the Raven Queen is known to have forged the first of these weapons. Many sages speculate that she and the forces are one, and that the weapon, along with the Hexblade Warlocks, are tools she uses to manipulate events on the material plane to her inscrutable ends.
Okay, gotcha.
But the Hexblade is its own. It's a mysterious entity from the Shadowfell.
Gotcha. So you see, like you look her in the eye, and all of a sudden you see visions of a blade of shadow with an eye in the center of its hilt, kind of like the Thundercat's sword. And it kind of looks Varus like deep into his soul. And all of a sudden, Varus finds himself brought back to quote-unquote reality in the chamber still. And there's an actual, like, the symbol of the eye that he saw in his vision is actually the clasp on his hood now. And it actually, and the eye actively, like, darts around and looks as it sits there. And he goes, it seems that it was willing. It seems like it was willing to help you out. Remember to fulfill this pact, and you may survive the coming trials, hopefully. And she tells you, kind of ominously. She's like, let's see here. It's like, but as for what you're up against, is someone along the same amount of power as me. This one, on the other hand, doesn't wish to sit around and just simply live on a peaceful life like I do. It wants to possess everything.
Oh, that's lovely.
Let's see. It goes by the name of Taranthraxis, or what you might know as the possessing spirit. And when I say it wishes to possess everything, I mean that in the most literal form possible. And one of its offshoots is in the city that you're in now, taking the form of the knight that leads this legion in Burdusk.
Oh, so is that why everything's zombies?
Whip guy?
Oh, or is it Whip Guy? Yeah. You know, we should have asked for his name.
She was like, no, not that guy. Though he is a close associate.
Well, I mean, we were gonna murder him anyways, I feel, so that works out.
And she's like, be very careful. Because depending on how Taranthraxis sees the situation, will determine how involved it's willing to get in letting you take down this knight. She says ominously. You've clearly proven to be a threat. Let's see.
Not really sure how we've managed that.
As well, they've been watching you from the city ever since their informant went missing.
Oh yeah, we never did free that guy, but I suppose that was for the better because he would have just reported directly to him. I wonder if he's still alive.
He's just tied up in that room still. I was wondering if that was the case.
Yeah, I feel like he's like starved to death because it's been a few days.
So, what's that?
The guy that we tied up in like the first episode.
Oh.
Yeah, like we never.
I don't remember if we left him there or not.
I don't think we ever
I
untied
think we
him.
like knocked him out and just left him.
I feel like that is the case.
That's right, Reprisal knocked him out and then we just left.
I don't think they intended to be gone for as long as they've been. And so this guy's probably dead or damn near it.
I think Reprisal was supposed to free him before they left. Or like he was just going to like carry them out of town and then free them there and then just whatever happens, and then he just forgot.
And so, she's like, they've been, ever since that informant went quiet, they've been trailing you. Hence why they were so ready for you when you got to the city. So he goes, but the man in charge, Sir Adamar, sees everything as a game. And the way he sees it, the city is his chessboard. And you guys are the enemy. Oh, is Varus not able to talk now? He's typing in the thing.
No, I am.
Oh, okay. I was like, what's going on? And, and, you know, so, everything he does is to simply just mess with you. Because he feels that you guys are of no real threat. Though, at the same time, if he's willing to actually go to the trouble of taking over an entire city, I beg to differ. Or at least his master sees you more as a threat than he does. So, she's like, so, now that you may know a little more about what you're dealing with, maybe you can survive a couple more days instead of just running head-on into something. Hopefully, with the powers I've given you, and Jonathan, if you're going to actually use what you've already had, then hopefully you guys will survive and be able to actually take on the next person who Taranthraxis possesses next.
Would just like to point out that it's probably in a mouthful, and I say we shorten it to Tarrant.
Honestly, I was just gonna call him Thraxis.
Or Thrax.
Thraxis. She's like, whatever you wish, whatever. I don't have normal lips. I'm a snake thing.
I could just picture the snake thing trying to pronounce the name, and it's like just stumbling over. It's like
I see like
and
one
it
eye is
just
like
scrolls
closed.
Down and just like Tyranthraxis.
It's kind of like its head's tilted to the side, one eye closed, like Tyranthraxis.
Tyranthraxis.
And like the tongue like slipping
Anyways,
out its mouth
whatever
while it's
his
doing
name
it.
is.
And I go, so I'd like to thank some of you for the delicious nightmares you let me have today.
You're welcome.
Yes, I don't invite many people into my home. I would have cleaned if I had actually planned ahead. Kind of like motioning to the skulls and stuff. But with that being said, I will return you guys to the real world. And just remember what I've told you here today.
Yep. We will. Thank you. Also, never do that again.
She like slithers uncomfortably close to Reprisal. She's like,
Also, don't do that again.
she's like, I'm going to tell you this once. I do what I want.
You know what? That's fair. Yeah.
and like,
He just like takes a couple of steps back.
and then she slithers back and goes, okay, well, you rambunctious fools, have a good night. And the room like fills with darkness. And it almost feels suffocating at this point, like you can't breathe, and you all suddenly wake up at the same time. It is night still.
Yeah,
and John kind of like shudders awake, and he kind of looks around, and he sees you guys kind of moving. And he's like,
Reprisal falls off the bench.
and actually,
He forgot he was just laid out on it.
pull you guys back to Burdusk real quick, and let me drop the drop here. And Jonathan kind of looks to you guys, kind of like, did you? So we all experienced that.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
Here, 1 second. Here, let me do something real quick. All right, and I'm gonna move Reprisal to about here, I think.
Yeah, he just sort of like stumbles in.
And that way they're all kind of in eye shot of each other. And
He like trips over the body that he shoved to the side. He's like, oh, hello. Yeah, we all experienced that.
And it looked like, and Cass is asleep still, but it looks like Cass is experiencing something himself, but isn't awake yet. John kind of like looks to him and he's like, okay, well, looks like the life of my son is at stake now, so it looks like I'm in, guys.
Yeah, I guess we're in this for good then. No turning back now.
He kind of sighs, and he's like, well, I've been ignoring using the power my father had for a long time. He told them, he's like, you could actually see like bronzish scales, like very translucent scales form on John's like hand. Because he actually has some dragon blood in him.
Fascinating.
Yeah, and they kind of vanish as he kind of turns his hand back around. The guy's a dick, though. You know, but he's like, I intentionally just didn't bother using his powers because he's just a jerk. And well, I wanted to prove I could protect my son myself.
Yeah. Well, that
Definitely would have made a
apparently
good
didn't.
stripper.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, maybe I can get him. Maybe I can get him to perform next time I decide to actually be a bard.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, there's not really many chances I've had to do that.
And John actually points to Varus's hood, and the clasp is still there, looking around.
This guy down here, is he dead?
No, he's alive.
Hildebrand? No, I'd hope not.
Oh, that's Hildebrand. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know that was Hildebrand.
Yeah.
I'd hope he wasn't dead. You know, he's just sort of like watching out the windows. Him and Siegfried haven't really been sleeping so much as taking power naps and then like guarding in shifts.
But like the clasp of your hood is actually physically changed to the eye that you saw in your dream, showing how real the situation is.
Poke.
The eye actually gives you like a mean look. Like, stop it.
Yeah, I feel like you shouldn't be doing that.
No, he doesn't do that. I just can't help but thinking like an eye just.
And so I think with that being said, I think we'll call it for the night.
Instead of an eye, can it be a sword? 'Cause an eye is weird, and I don't think it really like represents the heads played very well.
Well, I mean, I went with the eye as if it's always watching, but you can change if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a little sword-shaped brooch holding in place now.
Yeah. But there you go, a nice little tie-in to how we all upgraded our powers. And a little more information on the plot.
Yep. Also backstory.
Yes, a little backstory as well for everybody. Like, we actually know some stuff about John, a little more about Reprisal, and a little bit more about Varus. By the way, I will point out that Victor, that is the Victor in the last D&D campaign.
Yeah.
But he actually wasn't killed, or at least I think as far as Varus is concerned, he thinks he is dead. Because this is all taking place we decided this is taking place roughly the same time as the last campaign.
Yeah.
So that's the general idea.
Yeah, roughly the same time, give or take like 14 hours.
Yeah. And so with that, this is probably the first time we haven't fought in a campaign, but I thought it'd be good to kind of take a break since we did it for 4 hours last time.
Yeah.
Oh. Only downside is no experience this time, but
yeah.
Or actually, you know, 100 experience points for the experience itself.
Yeah.
I think we'll do that. That'd be nice. Because the way I see it, like when I've researched doing more D&D stuff, yeah, it doesn't hurt to give experience for other types of events other than battle. So, you know, get 100 experience points for learning something. I think that's a nice little reward. Oh crap! I never upgraded what her XP is supposed to be. 2940. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's taken care of. All right, and I think that will be it for this stream today, everybody. Thank you guys for joining. And we know a little more about the evils of Burdusk and what may possibly lie ahead, and the new powers that Varus and John have, and the extra charisma that Reprisal has.
Yeah. Reprisal's like slightly better at playing now.
And then
or at least his connection to the weave is stronger.
What was that?
Just so you know, level 5 is going to be a ways away.
Oh really? How much experience?
Like
for that?
Really far away.
It's
I think it's like 5,000.
That's more than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, there's like a massive jump in the EXP.
And then between 5 and 6, it's 14,000 for level 6.
Jeez.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That really
to get to
sucks.
Level 20 is 355,000.
Oh my god. So we would have had to have done what we did last time about 30 times.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Jeez, that's crazy. Well,
Yep.
So I will end the stream here. Thank you for watching.
Reprise is just gonna go back to sleep now.
We'll see you guys
He's
on
like
the other
collapses
side.
back on the bench.